Patrick, the one who sent me all these videos. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, Ben? Good to be on the show. I'm glad to hear you talk about this, and I'm calling more of a need of advice. I called an Equibus Center yesterday as I'm going out to the barber shop. I do the phone banking for Bernie as well. I'm talking to a lot of my fellow Black folks. I've come to a point where I am just frustrated because then we seem to be asleep, and it's just one thing if they just say, well, I have a disagreement with the progressive ideology and this is why. They're just a complete blowback. It's like they're not supposed to think about that. I don't know if we've made it taboo. I mean, we in society made it taboo to discuss these issues, particularly.
We have made it. Let me answer that. Let me answer that right there, Patrick. I have to answer that because that is the most important thing that you've said so far. We have made it intellectually more respectful, or respectable rather. We have made it more intellectually respectable to say that we don't subscribe to any political ideology because it sounds good, because we think that we are above the political fray and that, oh, I don't subscribe to left and right. Well, you big dummy, they subscribe to you, right? They are taking from you. There's a very concerted effort from the right, from the neoliberals that has shifted the Democrats to the right. Hillary Clinton, who is also a neoliberal, just like Barack Obama. Love Barack Obama, but he's a neoliberal. And so there is a concerted effort from this entire economic paradigm to extract wealth and keep things the exact same way they are. And the problem is nobody wants to talk about it because in the Black community, we think it's intellectually astute to not subscribe to left versus right when it's intellectually inept. Sorry about that.
Point. No, because I'm following this yesterday, in that I watched the entire Bernie in Baltimore, not just the press conference, the actual sit down with community leaders and business investors from the community was 2 hours, and it was literally the most substantive conversation I ever heard a presidential candidate have about Black poverty. And followed that with the BET criminal justice, and I'm late, but I discovered the Iowa criminal justice forum, and I was surprised it's in Iowa. And I'll say, at what point, and forget Black Lives Matter, not just putting the onus on them, but at what point do we in the minority communities realize that this person is taking this message even to places where it doesn't have to? Usually when they go before a Black crowd in Chicago, they'll say Black Lives Matter. But to me, the Iowa thing spoke volumes because it wasn't a crowd that he didn't have to speak that to. They were all white. There was no political advantage to doing that. And I'm sorry, at what point do we at least give a person credit and start to look at them? And I get the same response you do from my folks in the barbershop. Man, they all the same, man. Right. Politicians.
Right. They think that's intellectually smart. You can break through that by helping them understand that listen, you're not enlightened by not participating in politics. You are laying down your arms and surrendering because they don't want you to participate. If you could help them to understand that, then maybe there's some hope, because all of them thinking that there's something that there's no difference. There is. You know what? There's so many things I can say about that, but someone just sent me a video that I think I need to play that will actually help explain it better.
Last point.
Go for it.
Last point. In my mind, I don't separate Elizabeth Warren from Ben Dixon. When I call her out, when she'll call me in Iowa, I'm putting Ben Dixon out there too. I'm just saying. That's my point.
Why? Because I like Elizabeth. Because I like Elizabeth Warren so much.
To me, I'm calling y'all both out. Y'all want the same to me. Your girl.
I tell you what. When that number comes up across my screen, I just ignore it. Then, hey man, appreciate the call.
All right, man.
All right, take it easy.